The rain on Cauldre Station never stopped. It was a slow, metallic drizzle from the condensation vents above the lower tiers. It clung to the cracked pavement and ran down the rusted walls like the tears of a forgotten world. Elias Trent pulled his coat tighter and ducked under the awning of his repair shop. The day's shift was done. 3 power cells fixed, 1 engine stabilized, and 1 broken finger courtesy of a careless cargo mech. The station lights dimmed to mimic night. That's when he heard it. A faint rustle from the alley. He turned and saw a small figure huddled beside a dumpster, tiny arms, trembling shoulders. Not human. The faint glow of cyan veins under her skin gave her away. She was an Ellery, one of the refugees that had flooded the fringe stations after the Dominion War. Most were rounded up and sent off-world. The ones left behind didn't last long. "Hey," Elias said softly. "You okay, kid?" The little girl flinched, clutching a shard of metal like a knife. Her big, liquid eyes gleamed in the dark. "No hurt," she squeaked, words broken by a translator that barely functioned. "I'm not gonna hurt you," he said. "You hungry?" At the word, she hesitated. He pulled a ration bar from his pocket, the cheap kind, dense and tasteless, but food nonetheless. He unwrapped it halfway and extended it slowly. The child stared for a long moment, then snatched it and devoured it in ragged bites. Elias sighed. "You're a long way from home, aren't you?" She nodded weakly. "Mama gone. Soldiers take her. I run." Something inside him twisted. He'd seen it too many times, the way war chewed up the helpless. He could have walked away. Should have. But as he watched the little alien girl shiver, he knew he wouldn't. "Come on," he said. "You can stay in the back of the shop tonight. It's warm." Her name, he learned later, was Luma. For 3 days she stayed. He gave her scraps, old clothes, a place to sleep near the generator's heat vents. She was quiet, polite, and curious, always watching him work, mimicking his gestures with her 3-fingered hands. On the 4th day, she was gone. No goodbye, no sound. Just a small pile of carefully folded rags and a note scratched in broken galactic. "Think. I go find Mama. You good?" Elias stared at the words for a long time before crumpling them in his fist. He told himself she'd never survive out there. But he had to believe she might. Months passed. The war officially ended. Cauldre Station rebuilt, slowly. Life went on. Elias returned to his quiet work alone. Until the day a ship docked, sleek, silver, marked with the crest of the Illyrian Restoration Fleet. Out of curiosity, he wandered to the plaza where refugees often arrived. A crowd had gathered. Then, through the shimmer of heat and the clamor of voices, he saw her. "Eli." The voice was high, musical, familiar. He turned just in time to see a blur of pale blue skin and dark hair leap toward him. Luma, taller now, dressed in ceremonial Illyrian garb, eyes bright as twin stars. She threw her arms around him, nearly knocking him over. "You remember me," she beamed. Elias blinked in disbelief. "Luma? You're alive?" She nodded fiercely. "I find Mama. Mama find me. We come for you." "For me?" Before he could ask more, the crowd parted. A woman approached, tall, regal, her skin glowing faintly with Illyrian biolight. Her presence silenced the plaza. Her eyes, piercing violet, locked onto his. "I am Ariantich Valora, Matriarch of the Illyrian Second House," she said softly. "And you are the human who saved my daughter." Elias opened his mouth, but no words came. He just stared. The matriarch smiled gently. "You fed her when she was starving, sheltered her when no one else would. You showed mercy where others showed fear. I just did what anyone would, he muttered. Her expression grew tender. No, Elias Trent. Many saw her. Only you acted. Then, to his astonishment, she knelt, right there on the dirty station floor. The crowd gasped. My people owe you a life debt beyond measure. I owe you something more. Later, they sat inside his repair shop, the same one where Luma once hid. Arianth traced the burn marks on the walls with curious fingers. She stayed here? For a few nights, he said. Until she went looking for you. I felt her through the bond when she was found, Arianth whispered. She spoke your name as she slept. Eli, she said. Good human. Fixes things. Elias smiled faintly. Guess I did. Her gaze met his, and something passed between them, something old and warm, like sunlight through rain. Tell me, she said softly, are you alone here? Been that way for years. She nodded, eyes thoughtful. So am I. My world rebuilt, but my heart did not. Luma has begged me to find you, to bring you home with us. He laughed awkwardly. Home? I wouldn't fit in among your kind. Arianth's smile deepened. You underestimate yourself. She reached out, brushed her fingers across the back of his hand, her skin cool and faintly humming with bioelectric warmth. Among my people, bonds are sacred. When one saves another's child, a thread is woven between souls. I feel it now. He swallowed hard. Arian. She leaned closer. Come to Illyria. Be with us. Luma calls you father already. And I, her voice trembled slightly, I would have you as my husband. The word struck him like a thunderclap. Husband? Arian, I'm just a man, she interrupted gently. One with courage and compassion. My people value those above bloodline or appearance. He shook his head. I'm no diplomat. No hero. I fix machines, not. You fix hearts, she said simply. You fixed mine. Silence hung between them, thick and fragile. From the doorway, Luma peeked in. Mama said yes, she whispered hopefully. Elias smiled faintly. I haven't said anything yet. She darted forward and hugged him again. Please say yes. Illyria has big skies and rivers that sing. You fix ships there too. Arianth chuckled softly, but her eyes shimmered. Elias looked between them, mother and child, light and life, both bound to him by a moment of mercy in a rain-soaked alley. He felt the old ache of loneliness stir, and something new bloom beside it. Maybe, just maybe, this was what he'd been waiting for all along. When the silver dawn lifted from Cauldra Station a week later, Elias stood on its deck beside Arianth and Luma. The stars stretched ahead like a river of diamonds. Leaving home, he murmured. Arianth slipped her arm through his. Perhaps. Or perhaps finding it. He glanced down at Luma, asleep between them, her small hand clutching his. She deserves a better life than this place. She will have it, Arianth said softly, because you gave her a chance to live. They stood in silence as the ship broke orbit. Elias turned to her. You're really sure about this? About me? She smiled, radiant in the starlight. My heart decided long ago, when Luma told me how you shared your last meal with her. That is a husband's spirit. He chuckled softly. Guess I can't argue with your culture's logic. Her fingers found his again, intertwining. Illyria will welcome you as one of its own, Elias Trent, my bondmate, my equal. Weeks later, when they arrived at the Illyrian capital, the great domes of living crystal reflected twin suns. Thousands gathered as the Matriarch descended with a human by her side. Whispers spread through the crowd. Curiosity, shock, awe. Arianth ignored them all. She turned to Elias before the ceremonial altar. Among my people, vows are spoken with light. She extended her hand, and energy flared between them, weaving luminous threads that wrapped around their wrists. The bond mark glowed, a shimmering halo of gold and violet. Luma clapped joyfully. Now we're all family. Elias smiled, really smiled for the first time in years.
Guess we are, he said.
Arianth's eyes softened. You gave me back my child. I give you my world. That night, beneath Illyria's twin moons, Elias stood on a balcony overlooking endless gardens that glowed with living fireflies. Arianth joined him, her gown whispering against the stone. Do you regret it? She asked quietly. He looked out at the horizon.
No.
I just can't believe it's real. That a little girl I fed in a rain-soaked alley would bring me here, to this. She saw goodness, Arianth said. And goodness leads us home. She reached for his hand, and he didn't hesitate. Then I'm home, he whispered. She smiled, leaned close, and pressed her forehead to his, an Illyrian gesture of unity. Welcome home, my husband. And as the stars above shimmered in mirrored pairs, Elias realized that sometimes salvation didn't come from gods or wars. It came from kindness, freely given, that echoed across worlds.